Welcome to Middle Class Matters Business News in English from Dr. CMA ALAGESAN. We will see today on democratic backsliding in the world's largest democracy, that is India. Part number 3. Previous studies have employed several methods to detect electoral fraud. Use sample data on proven and suspected fraud cases. Examine the effect of poll observers in incumbent vote share. Analyze turnout behavior of specific voting groups more likely to be targeted for frauds. Conduct survey of polling station workers, etc. My paper contributes methodologically by analyzing irregularities across polling stations and constituencies with different demographic composition of minority voters and applying regression, discontinuity and difference in discontinuity designs. Additionally, papers on electoral fraud typically employ one specific method to detect fraud. In contrast, this paper employs a combination of methods to demonstrate consistent results. This is of particular importance given that the nature of irregularities is more subtle, as one may expect in a consolidated democracy, and hence requires a deeper examination. Part 2. Background and context. Autonomy of the Election Authority in India. Election Commission of India is the central authority in charge of conducting national and state elections in India. It was established in 1950. Several scholars have highlighted the exemplary role played by the ECI in ensuring free and fair elections and consequently in the consolidation of India's democracy in spite of its challenging social, cultural and economic environment. In contrast to the usual inefficiencies of Indian public institutions, the well-oiled machinery of the Election Commission stands out because of its excellent performance in conducting elections on an unimaginably large scale. Sridharan and Vaishnav 2017 point out what has emerged over the past 6.5 decades is an election commission that has significant powers far greater than what its counterparts in many democracies have at their disposal. According to a 1996 poll conducted by the Center for Study of Developing Societies, the ECI was the most respected public institution in all of India, with 62% of the respondents favorably disposed. A 2008 study found that even higher percentage, nearly 80% of the Indians surveyed expressed a high degree of trust in the commission, second only to the army among state institutions. Multiple researchers have shown that redistricting in India does not suffer from gerrymandering, a common phenomenon in the US, thanks to the independence of the Delimitation Commission of India from any political interference. Eagers in their study of elections across a number of countries find no evidence of manipulation of election results in India for the period 1977 to 2004. Elections in India. India follows a parliamentary system. A parliament has 543 legislatures or members of parliament MPs, each of whom is elected from a parliamentary constituency PC using the first past the post rule. The national or general elections in India are conducted every 5 years unless there is an early dissolution of the government. There are several parties that field candidates in the general elections. The two main national parties are the BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, and the INC, Indian National Congress. Apart from the national parties, there are several regional or state parties that are important political actors in specific states. The ECI also conducts the state elections in India. In a state election, voters from each assembly constituency AC elect one representative, member of the Legislative Assembly (MLA) to the state legislature. The size of the legislature in a state depends on its population. Taken together there are roughly 4,300 assembly constituencies in India. An assembly constituency is always subsumed within a parliamentary constituency. The timing of state elections is not synchronized with the general elections. During every general election, a subset of state has their state assembly elections simultaneously within it. But the subset of state changes over time due to either early dissolution of the state government or the central government or both. In 2019, the states of Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Arunachal Pradesh, and Sikkim had simultaneous general and state elections. General elections in 2019. The most recent general election in India happened in 2019 that re-elected the incumbent coalition, the National Democratic Alliance or NDA, led by the BJP, to power. There are two significant developments related to the 2019 general elections that are worth highlighting. First, the incumbent party BJP had built up its grassroots organizational presence significantly in the lead up to the 2019 elections, especially in certain states. The party deployed it efficiently during its 2019 election campaign as discussed in JOR 2017. The author describes that the party created polling booth level committees who were in charge of connecting with voters enrolled in the booth, organizing membership drives, collecting household level data on various social, demographic, and economic indicators, along with their political attitudes. The households were classified according to their intention to vote for the party to decide the party's campaign strategy. This localized campaign, in conjunction with the allocation of abundant campaign resources, gave the party an edge over the other parties. At the same time, there were reports of mass deletion of voters' names of minority groups from electoral rolls. Malhotra 2019, Trivedi 2019, Naqvi 2022. Since the incumbent party enjoys lower electoral support among the minority groups, such deletion may provide an electoral advantage to the party. Additionally, subsequent to the elections, the ECI released two final versions of the parliamentary constituency level EVM turnout data that did not match Agarwal 2019. ECI did not provide any accounting of the data discrepancy. These reports raise fears about possible electoral manipulation during the 2019 elections. Third chapter, Data. Aggregate election results. I first assessed the candidate level parliamentary election results from 1977 to 2019 and state assembly election results of 2019 to 2021. It is published by the Election Commission of India and is compiled and made public by the Trivedi Center for Political Data (TCPD) at Ashoka University. The data contained for each parliamentary constituency or assembly constituency in the case of state election and each election year, details of candidate names, their party affiliations, votes received by candidates, total turnout, and electorate size. Two versions of EVM turnout data. The Election Commission of India (ECI) initially published final voter turnout figures for the first 4 out of 7 phases of the 2019 general election. These figures reflect the parliamentary constituency wise number of votes polled in the electronic voting machines (EVMs). These numbers, however, do not match with the PC parliamentary constituency wise number of votes counted in the EVMs as available in the official website of the ECI. This is unusual as votes polled and votes counted in the EVMs should be identical. The news media pointed out this discrepancy in the data, following which the ECI removed the final voter turnout figures from its website. The PDF copies of the data are publicly available here. Digitize data and match it against the revised official EVM turnout figures available in the ECI's website. Counting observers in 2019. The ECI appoints officials who are responsible for overseeing and monitoring the counting of votes in each counting center. They are referred to as counting observers. The counting observers have the power to stop the counting process or not declare the results if they find breach of counting procedure or if they suspect that some form of fraud has taken place. They have to report to the ECI if they take such actions. I access the list of counting observers for 2019 general election from the official website of the ECI. The data contain the names of officials assigned to each parliamentary constituency along with their office state, that is the state where they were currently working as a bureaucrat, their home state, that is where they were born, whether they are in an Indian Administrative Service IAS officer or from the State Civil Service SCS, and their year of joining the service. I am able to match data for 539 parliamentary constituencies out of 543 containing 1804 counting observers. Polling station level results. I put together polling station level election results for the 2019 general election. Polling station level election records are available in each state's Chief Electoral Officer's official website. The format of the data differs from state to state. While in one state the digitalized data is available, in most states the data come in the form of scanned PDFs containing the polling station level results for each constituency. I scrap, digitize, clean and compile the results for 22 major states of India covering more than 9 lakh polling stations. For each polling station, the data provide the parliamentary constituency and assembly constituency it falls under, the candidate-wise vote tallies, along with votes in favor of none of the above, and candidate's party affiliation. This allows me to calculate the absolute turnout and vote share of BJP at the polling station level. Except the state of Uttar Pradesh, UP, the data do not contain number of electorate at the polling stations. Therefore, barring UP, it is not possible to calculate turnout rate at the polling station level. National Election Survey 2019. National Election Survey NES is a post-poll voter survey conducted by the Center for Study of Developing Societies CSDS. The survey is conducted right after the every general election but before declaration of results. Ask a representative sample of voters in a randomly selected sample of parliamentary constituencies questions about their political attitudes, knowledge and activities among other things. NES has been conducted regularly in India since 1990s and is a credible source of voter preferences and political activities. Balasubramaniam 2021, Banerjee 2019, Tachil 2014. I access the relevant sections of the NSC 2019 data to examine the campaigning activities of parties. The NES 2019 surveyed 24,236 voters across 208 parliamentary constituencies. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please share it to your friends as an education of our electoral process. Thanks for watching.